Okay, well, I was joined here pitch side, I'm pleased to say, by one of the management team, Adam Simpson. Adam, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Hi, very well, thanks. Yeah.
I think it's fair to say you've been with us a couple of weeks now, and it's been a little bit of a baptism of fire. Certainly been a very hectic couple of weeks from a club's perspective. Started, a couple of Tuesdays ago now with that away trip to Lewes.
Yeah.
And at that stage, I don't think you'd even had a chance to have a look at the team and do a training session with any of the team. Is that correct?
100%. Yeah. Didn't even meet them. Didn't even know who was who in the changing room. Very unusual situation to be in.
I can imagine that must have been a little bit unsettling for everybody.
They didn't know each other, which is obviously a big problem as well. But you can't pick and choose when the fixtures are. You just got to get on with them.
No, and to be fair, for the first two games for you guys to come in as a management team, pretty tough tests, away at Lewes, and then of course the away match last weekend at Hornchurch.
Yeah.
So what was your take on those two games?
I think they're certainly not two fixtures we would have liked, we would have chosen, I don't think. I mean, all the games in this league are going to be tough, but particularly those two. We knew there'd be an attacking threat. Lewes particularly, very, very strong.
Yeah.
Banging form, go in there with a big crowd behind them on a Tuesday night with a load of new players who we don't even know and haven't even met. It was a real challenge, but nothing but credit for the players and the way they've performed and the way they've come together for that first half. I thought the first half was competitive.
Yeah.
I think we made it hard for them. I could see some frustration in what they were trying to do. I could see some frustration from the dugout. The goal changed it, and then the sending off secured it. Before half time, that made it very, very difficult.
Well, I was up in the crowd, and you can see certainly there's a reason why Lewes is sitting flying high at the top of the division. They are a really good, strong side, but as you said, a really good attacking force as well. And I think, if I'm brutally honest, I think we were certainly in it at 1-0.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ryan won't mind me saying this, but the sending off did change the game, and to play a strong side like that with so many good players around them, with 10 men for the best part of probably 55 minutes, was always going to be really, really difficult. And again, added to the fact that you've got a team that you've literally thrown together without really even seeing how they've trained together. So I don't think there's anything bad out of that result from Lewes.
When we talk about that game now, we only talk about the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Because there were lots of positives within that.
Absolutely.
And really what we've taken from that is the character that we've got in the side, and that carried us through to the next game as well, and the training's been excellent.
Brilliant.
They've just shown that they're here for the right reasons, and they're here to fight and try and help us achieve what we need to achieve.
Which is exactly what we need. So fast forward to the Saturday game at Hornchurch.
Yeah, another difficult one.
Yeah, how frustrating was that?
Yeah, hard. I look at it, there's two ways I look at that. I think we've started strong, another good first half, gone in 1-0 up, could have been 2. I think we were given a little gift just after the goal, which we didn't take.
That's right.
2-0 changes a lot of things.
That was the 1v1, wasn't it?
That's correct, yeah. It's a sloppy back pass, which Chid's got on the end of. I wish he'd just done with that one what he did with the first one and just strike it across the keeper, but these things happen.
Yeah.
So we've gone in 1-0 up, very positive at half time. Great work ethic, good shape out of possession, considering, again, we haven't really done a lot. When we come out in the second half, I was a little bit kind of critical of our psychological aspect to the fact that we just decided to just sit in and kind of protect what we had a little bit. That wasn't really what we spoke about. We wanted to go out and get on the front foot and try and secure the win with another goal or two. And I don't know, I was a little bit critical of that.
I think one of the things I put on Twitter was a concern. So Liam Nash, who was playing for them, he played for us for a period down here a couple of years ago. And Billy Bricknell as well. They're two prolific goal scorers at this level. Yeah. And you knew if you give them a chance, I'll keep giving them chances. And we gave Nashy a few, but luckily they're outside the box. Yeah. And then of course he got his opportunity late on.
It stems from that. I don't know what happened between leaving the changing room and the start of that second half.
Yeah.
We just decided to just defend our half. I was so far away to get messages to them. I got told off about 3 or 4 times by the linesman for walking up the pitch to try and get them so far away.
And for those fans that are watching this, there's a racetrack around the ground, isn't there?
Yeah.
So
I was running
but funny, there's no technical area either, is there? No. So it was quite strange to watch both coaches sort of walking almost up and down the whole length of the pitch. Really,
I told off for doing. I was just trying to get messages onto the pitch, but we don't have senior players in the side at the minute. We do one thing where we are weak is probably inexperience.
Yeah.
There's a lot of strengths, a lot of positives, but we do lack that sort of figure at the moment, and that's probably the person you go through to get your messages out. And because we lack that, I didn't like being too far away from the players. Therefore, I felt that I couldn't support them.
No.
We struggled a little bit, and in the end, if you do give them those chances, you're going to take one at the end, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it was frustrating from my perspective watching it in the crowd was the fact that we were 1-0 up with minutes to go. We had an opportunity to make it 2.
We did,
and you know, to be fair, I think if one of our strikers had been on that ball, it probably would have been 2-0.
Yeah.
And then of course they go up the other end and they nick the draw, which must have been frustrating. But I think, as someone put on Twitter, you know, a week ago, if we'd have come away with a point at Hornchurch, we'd have been over the moon. The fact that we've come away disappointed not to actually take all three probably says how far we've come in a space of time, a very short period of time as well.
Yeah, I hope so. I think there's 2 games that probably not a lot of people expect us to get anything from. The Lewis game turned out like that, and we've got I wouldn't say it's a bonus point, because I felt that we were very valid for that point. I thought we warranted a point. We have to also look at it. We nearly lost it in the last minute as well. We were a little bit sloppy from the set piece. Free header, that goes in, and we're all disappointed. But a point's good. Offered me a point in the morning. Be delighted with that.
Brilliant stuff.
And we take it into this today.
And of course, this is your first home game as a management team.
Yeah.
You'll get to hear a few of the crowd cheering on this afternoon. We've got a really good bunch of fans down here at Fletcham Grove, and hopefully they'll come out in their numbers and support us this afternoon. And of course, we're taking on Merstham, almost a local derby, who are, I have to say, banging in some goals for fun at the moment.
Yeah.
What's your knowledge on them? Have you had an opportunity to have a look at them?
Yeah. Got sort of good knowledge on them, I think. Fixtures don't get any easier, that's for sure,
No,
do they?
no.
I think they've had 5-0 and 4-0 in the last 2
They have,
games.
yeah.
I was at the game on Tuesday when they, 4-0, they sort of blew Bowers and Pitsy away, I thought, quite easily. So there is a threat there. We have to be very wary of that. We were in on Thursday looking at what they do, how we stop it. And I believe that I look at the players and the things that they're learning and the little messages we're giving them, they seem to take those onto the pitch very quickly.
Good.
Young players. And
Good.
I'm confident that we can nullify that. I'll be very, very disappointed if they come here and start scoring 3s, 4s and 5s. Be very disappointed in that with the work we've done, and that always gives us a chance if we can keep that down.
And lastly, on today's game, how's the team shaping up? Have we got any news on any of the injured players coming back?
Yeah, Alex Sammy's back in the squad.
Brilliant. That will please a lot of people.
Definitely, team sheet will be out shortly. Obviously, Ryan Huckle suspended. That's going to be that's a bit of a concern for us.
Yeah.
Got a new player coming in, Oz, you'll see him, and we've got a couple of other injuries at the minute, but be okay. We've got a few out. Crossley Lima's gone from this week.
Crossley's gone, isn't he? Yeah, that was a 7-day approach, wasn't it,
correct.
by
Margate? 7
Margate?
days are up.
Yeah, just to clarify. And just on that subject, so with the because something I was trying to understand is on the 7-day approach. So a club approaches us to tell us they want to talk to one of our players. We have to make the player aware of that, don't we? And then it's up to him whether or not he decides he wants to talk or says no thanks, I'm happy here, I'll stay.
So after 7 days they can then make contact and negotiate.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify for a few of the fans, because they're seeing another regular player, someone that's been here for a few years, leave the club, and there's been a few concerns over the social networking sites about that.
But we don't want to let any good players leave. Of course we don't. We want to do everything we can to keep good players here, but we also have a bigger picture to manage, and that picture comes with what we're doing and the dynamics of the players we have here, the team, the character, and also there's no getting away from it. Also the budget, things need to be juggled around a little bit.
Absolutely, and of course at the end of the day, if there's an approach and he wants to speak to them, there's not a lot we can do about it unless he's a contracted player. Isn't that right?
That's correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well listen, Adam, thanks for your time. Sorry I couldn't get Bash. He's running late in traffic, but perhaps he's camera shy. But who needs him anyway?
He's better looking than me. So
well, I wouldn't go that far. But listen, good luck this afternoon. Really looking forward to the game. It's going to be a tough game for us again. We know we're in transition. We know we're learning. Let's hope we can put in a really good performance for the fans this afternoon. And
100%.
I think Mick's going to catch up with you after the game. So I'll let him do that after game.
Cheers.
No, my pleasure. We'll see you soon. Cheers, Adam.
Bye.